All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakapadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakapadash is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother I will lumber join with
the brother Asa.
And we come back at you, brothers and sisters of the household of faith of the hopeful righteous elect with another lesson.
That's right.
And Lord, when we hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. Once again, we hope this lesson be edifying. Just really flowing into the spirit. It's a lot of things going on around the world that it's impossible. Well, it is possible. The ones that's watching to everything that's going on around the world. There's a lot of things going on around the world right now. From World War III news to the elections to breaking out of civil wars to, the hurricanes that just recently just happened. Esau Edom, ultimately coming in with his NWO agenda, man. We had the port strike not too long ago, man. They're basically keeping that at a halt right now. Right. But ultimately, these things are about to boil over, man. All hell is really about to break loose. But this is the starting scripture, that I had. You can read it real quick, brother, if you can.
All right. This is 1 Peter 4:7, and it reads, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer."
Right, it says, but the end of all things is at hand. Right, and these things have been prophesied ever since the beginning, man. The end of all things is at hand. What is the end of all things? Esau's kingdom. A 2 Ezra 6:9, I always bring it out. Brothers always bring it out. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. That's what the end of all things is referring to, man. The end of this Esau's age, man. This wicked kingdom. It says, "Be therefore sober." When you're sober, you're aware. When you're sober, you're aware of things. Right. It says, "And watch unto prayer." Yeah, starting with myself first and foremost, we have always to pray, man. I always got to pray, man, because we just don't know. We pray that the Lord protects us. That what the Lord bring us through certain trials and tribulations. Hey, we got to remain in prayer, man. I said grab that 2 Ezra. What was that?
2 Ezra 9:1.
But I'm gonna get this real quick before you grab that. I believe it's 1 Thessalonians 5. Because all hell is about to break loose. We're at the, how do they say it, the precipice? The precipice of these things. Right, this is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5. And I'm going to start at the top. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Right, so what the Lord comes, when a thief breaks into your house, you don't know when a thief is coming. You just know what, hey, the thief, can try to come in all ways. But the thing with a thief is you don't know when he's coming. A thief can strike at any time. Right. When you sleep, basically when your back is against the wall, he's sneaking through a side door or something like that. When your door unlocked, coming through a window. That's how the Lord is ultimately going to make his second return. He's going to come as a thief in the night when people, a lot of these people, is chipped or part of this new way of living, quote unquote. That's when the Lord is ultimately going to come back and rain on their parade, man. They thinking life is going to ultimately go back to normal, man. And that's when the Lord is ultimately going to come back and kill these people, man. It says for verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Right. When they shall say peace and safety. A lot of these government officials be teaching peace and safety. Jobs is coming back to the city in masses. But what's happening under the scenes, man? The economy is at its worst. We was talking about it. What the stock market is on the verge of collapsing. This system. What's that? Trillions of dollars in debt. Man. America's trillions of dollars in debt.
35 trillion, I think, was the last.
Yeah, $35 trillion in debt. Hey, there is no hill in this place, as Jeremiah the 51st chapter say, man. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. It says, "But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction," right? Because we know, we read at the top, the Lord comes as a thief in the night. Ultimately what? It says sudden destruction. you know, and we're on the verge of this place collapsing, man. You know, we're what, days, probably less than weeks away, you know, from the elections, man. And there's a lot of things happening, man. You know, more than likely there probably won't even be an election.
Every day,
you know,
something is going on to, you know, let you know that this place is truly circling the drain, man. And, you know, deservingly so.
It says, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? You know, when a woman is in labor, when she's, you know, pushing forth that child, you know, how she's in, you know, those labor pains.
Right.
You know, that's going to be these people, man. They're going to go through the trials and tribulations, you know, that's going to be set before them, man. You know, and there's a lot of things coming, man. Famines, you know, we talked about it in past lessons. Famines, pestilence, plagues, you know, teeth to tell. You know, Lord got the spirits created for vengeance out here. You know, all type of things. It says, verse 4, it says, but ye brethren, you know, just going back to that First Peter's 4:4-7, you know, being sober. Verse 4, here's the point I want to get into. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Or we're not in darkness, because what? We have what? The Lord has fully opened up our eyes to see the things that's going on. You know, so what? The Lord ultimately unplugged us from the madness, which is the matrix, you know, of this world, the lies, the confusion, you know, the false hope, you know, that Babylon promotes. You know, the Lord has awoken us up about what? The way of this truth. By the way of what? The Lord giving us the Holy Spirit, you know, to see these things. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day shall not overtake you as a thief, because we're ready, man. You know, you expect the thief to come, so you at the door with the baseball bat. Yep. You wait for him to walk through. You know, it's just like us, you know, looking at it in the spiritual aspect, man. We're you know, basically, you know, we're repenting daily. You know, we're doing the things necessary, you know, to ultimately, you know, to, doing things that's pleasing unto YAHAWASHI. You know, so what? We're preparing ourselves, something that the rest of our people is not doing. It says, you are the children of the light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, right? Because what? The rest of the world is in darkness, especially our people. That's why the scriptures say, those that wander out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. I believe that's in Proverbs somewhere. And a lot of our people is in the congregation of the dead, man. They're going to be taken by the things that's to come, man. I gotta understand. You can read that 2 Ezra 9. But I'm gonna finish this out.
Okay.
It says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, right? Like that First Peter 4:7 was saying, right? You know, sober and watch unto prayer, loosely paraphrasing. You know, but what? The Lord gave us basically what? Those 3D glasses to see these things, man. You ever seen that movie They Live?
Yeah.
You know, with Roddy Piper? You know, if you look at it in the spiritual aspect, man, those glasses represents this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. You know, we can see through, you know, the madness that is America, the madness that Esau Edom promotes, man. We can see what he's coming with, man. You know, that's what I believe in Corinthians. It talks about, you know, let Satan get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices. You know, the Lord has gave us what the how can I say it? The Lord has given us the vision. The Lord has given us this knowledge, wisdom, understanding to see those things, man.
And he's tormented in that movie because he knows the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes the basis of the movie for the lives in which we live. We know this truth, and yeah, it's a heavy load to carry because we understand that Satan has but a little time left, and he's coming with great wrath. So,
yep. Even in that movie They Live, you know, I ain't trying to get a whole movie away. If you know, Brother should see, it's a very good movie. But ultimately, when they found out he was able to see, you know, they wanted to silence him, essentially kill him. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's the same thing with us, man. Hey, Revelation 12 said, you know, the devil's going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. You know, Donald Trump called us what? The prophets of doom. You know, they know what we're a big threat to their society, man. You know. And to the world, we're just guys that read the Bible, man. But we're a threat. We're a threat to this system, man. Yeah. You know? We're a threat to their new world order, so to say. And it says, I'm almost finished. It says, verse 7 says, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. Right? You know? when with these precepts, with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that YAHAWASHI has given us, man, we can see the things that's around us, man. That we understand the truth, and we also understand the wickedness that Esau Edom is about to come with. The hell he's about to unleash upon the world.
Because he now has to be judged, which he thought he would never have to be.
Mm-hmm.
But wickedness again has had its time. It's time for righteousness to begin its eternity.
That's right, brother.
So said, Elder Yah. All right, I got 2 Esdras 9:1, and it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
Right, it says, measured out the time diligently in itself. How do we do that? By the way of the prophecies. We align it with different things that's going on around the world by the way of these prophecies. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, right? The Lord, when YAHAWASHI was on the scene, man, he even told his disciples, the things that was that Matthew's the 24th chapter. If you read, starting at verse 1, if you read down a little bit, but ultimately these things was prophesied since the beginning. That these things was going to take place. These things were going to happen.
That's right, brother.
You can continue, BAHASHAM.
All right, this is 2 Esdras 9:2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, so YAHAWASHI has been visiting this world right now on a large scale. Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires, uproars of the people. It's actually going to jump into that, but ever since 2020, you can see the whole vibration change. The Lord basically changed, basically heating up that fire, in a way.
And 2020 is clear vision, right? Yep. Con.
So ever since then, man, everything, going back to 2020 all the way up until now, man, it has been a really, we can see a very constant decline in Babylon, man. Because the Lord is starting to put the pieces into place. The Lord is ultimately, BAHASHAM, bear with me 1 second.
Bring that precept out.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, grab that.
All right.
What was that, Sirach?
Yeah, that's Sirach 33 and 14. But that's it for 2 Esdras 9.
Actually, keep reading that real
quick.
quick.
2 Esdras 9:3 reads, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, earthquakes, uproars of the people. Because every country you look in, it's either a financial problem, people going up against their government, hyperinflation, something is going on. Even each country you look at, it's something significant going on, man. And it says, you can read verse 5 also.
2 Esdras 9:5. For like as all that is made in the world have the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right, the end is being made known, man. As we read, started with that, what was that? That 1 Peter 4:7. The end of all things is at hand. Be sober and watching to prayer. And we can see these things, man. We're getting closer and closer to the end. Every day we wake up, man, every second that passes, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this man's society, But you said something about Sirach?
Yeah. Pull it up.
What was that, Sirach? What, 22?
33 and 14.
Okay.
Sirach 33 and 14 reads, Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
All right, that's what's going on right now, man. A lot of these wicked individuals is coming up against the godly. Who is the godly in this time, man? The hopeful righteous elect, man. Because we know that Esau Edom is going to come down having that great wrath. It talks about, some of the men of the Lord being martyrs, for the truth.
That's right.
Things of that nature, man.
And in times that are to come, you have our own women saying, of course, they don't need a man. And if you don't have any covering, then, man, if you have no covering, then you are going to be a victim to this.
Yeah. Hey, because a lot of these women are going to be major, it's going to be more women than men that get put to death because there is more women than men on the earth,
man. Like 6 to 1.
I think it's like 7-1.
Okay.
It's even higher than that.
Man,
You
8
know,
billion people. God.
you know, and what like most of hey, out of those 8 billion people, it could probably be like what 5-6 billion. That's probably females or women. You know, who knows? But we know that what there is more women than men on the earth. You know, because what we're going to all have more than one wife. You know, that's another lesson for another day. But every man, you know, Israelite man, you know, every man in general, you know, can have more than one wife. You know, but that's all you had on that second. Let me get this. You know, I had quoted it.
All right.
This is the book of Revelations 12:12 because we know that Esau Edom is coming in with that NWO agenda. This is the book of Revelations 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil means deceiver, devil means adversary. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Right. So, you know, this past Saturday, you know, we seen some FEMA trucks and things like that, man. One of the trucks or one of the police cars had like a watchtower on it. You know, this was this past Saturday at camp, man. So Esau Edom is setting these different things in play, man. You had, like I mentioned, you had FEMA pass by. You know, the thing with the you know, this new bill that's coming out. You can explain a little bit of it, if you.
Um, the one we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally saying how, you know, the almost a martial law type thing that, you know, the government is gonna, you know, basically try to take control, which goes with what you just read in Revelation 12:12. He's coming with great wrath because he's got but a short time left.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna feel like it's the military can now go against it. It breaks the rules of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
That you can now go after the American citizens, your own military. And that right there is literally the final straw to lead to, you know, where Satan has taken over. That, you know, you thought you were an American, but, you know, you nothing. Because these people are going to have their way one way or the other. Through resistance, force, or, you know, it's endless how they've planned for this. So this day has come, brother.
Yep, and also the fact that we was talking about was that the Constitution, how ultimately it's suspended at this point.
Man.
You know, because when Esau comes down, man, a lot of these Americans think they got, you know, freedom of speech. And, you know, every American citizen, you know, is going to be considered, or, you know, starting with the prophets, of course, is going to be deemed a terrorist for what? Coming up against the NWO agenda, man. You know, if you're not with this society, if you're not with what's about to come, you're going to be what? You're going to be put to death, you know? And then also he talks about, you know, going back to what's that, you know, starting with the men of the Lord, man, because we pose a big threat to this society, man. Who is they going to come for first, man? You know, starting with our elders and apostles on down, man. They're going to come from the prophets, the true prophets of YAHAWASHI, you know?
And I think it was Elder Malcolm that had quoted that people didn't pay attention to last month, September the 22nd, when the WHO and the WEF, the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization, they both have now permission to override the Constitution to, you know, implement their agenda. And if you're overriding the Constitution, then people, you know, you can ready to watch the World Series and constantly still think you're in comfort. And your rights are taken away, and, you know, the military will now back them up. So, yeah, man, it's treasonous times, man. And only YAHAWASHI can guide us through this.
I got one real quick. This is the book of 2 Esdras 15-14. You know, any closing precepts you got out? This is the book of 2 Esdras 15-14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe means the destruction. It says, so you can say destruction to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Like I said, woe means destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So what is that talking about? Civil wars. You're going to have civil wars, class wars, you know, people going up against their government, man. You know, you had a lot of those individuals from the South, you know, basically talking about, you know, what had happened if Donald Trump, you know, especially in these red states, if Donald Trump is not elected, you know. So there's the vision right there. Isaiah 19:2 even talks about the Lord is going to shut the Egyptian against the Egyptian, you know. it says, and what? It says, for a sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Because ultimately, a lot of these people are going to have guns, bats, knives, anything a person can get their hands on, man. And it says, verse 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. All right, what's a modern day king or what's a modern day prince? Your president, your mayor, your governor, different things like that, man. They ain't go, you think a individual's finna care what a Kamala Harris say, man? Because what? Quote unquote, there was an assassination attempt, what was that? One for Kamala Harris and three for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Hey, more than likely an inside job, but that division is there, and it says verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Talking about martial law. We just mentioned it, the brother just, briefly went over the bill. Ultimately, what's that? The police ultimately giving full jurisdiction over to the military if need be. These different army troops.
Yep.
Hey, so it's just only going to take one major event to happen, man, for all this shit to fall apart. For martial law to be declared in the streets. So you probably wake up one day with 5, 10, 15, 20, 35 tanks running down one street, man. And this is the times that we're in, not coming into in. It says verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says men shall be afraid. So how much more women? Hey, you got Isaiah 4:1 is going to be a thing, man, because it's going to be so much, the Lord putting so many niggas to death, man. Hey, a lot of these women, it talks about it. I believe it's, I forget exactly where it's at. These women ultimately going to mourn for having no helpers, and ultimately, the virgins are going to mourn having no husbands, loosely paraphrasing. So a lot of these women is going to catch it the worst. It says, verse 19 says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? Famines, different things like that, the lack of resources, because at the end of the day, man, before those nukes even drop, man, America's even then is gonna look like a wasteland, man. Shit gonna be destroyed, shit gonna be on fire, people gonna be dead, bodies gonna be in the street, things of that nature. This is the time that we're coming into, man. The election, what's that, 19, 20 days away? Hey, anything can happen at any given time. As we doing this lesson, man. Right. Something can break right now. Yeah. That's how, how close we are to this place, crumbling. Well, this place is crumbling, but much more to the end that we are, man. Of this place shutting down. That was the, word really wanted to come out of my mouth. This place shutting down completely, But you had anything, brother?
Yeah, I got Isaiah 8:20, and it reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Right. These people have no light left in them. And YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI is proving that because they are being exposed for who they truly are. The 2/3 and the followers of Esau. Esau has it coming, but for the 2/3 that keep supporting him, and salvation is for everybody. Okay, your salvation is taken away because you believe in him more than you believe in the words of YAHAWASHI. So may you suffer along with him.
All right, so you got a lot of people that's putting their own spin on what they think a particular thing is saying, right? Because ultimately, if you don't got the spirit, of YAHAWASHI, on you, you don't have the light, man. You're speaking all type of false philosophies, false doctrines, and things like that. That's what that Isaiah 8:20 is going into, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, right? If you're not speaking the words of YAHAWASHI, you're putting your own spin on it. You're going to off your own opinion, man.
And they truly believe in this place more than they believe in the truth of YAHAWASHI. And there lies your punishment, man, for believing in this man and knowing that he represents nothing but death, because he's taking you with him. And, proudly so in his own words, to keep you away from the covering in which, YAHAWASHI has put on you. So may you suffer along with him.
We will close it out with that Romans 13 and 11. We could read we could read down all the way to the end.
13 and 11, and it reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
It says that knowing the time. It says that knowing the time that now is high time to wake out of sleep. Because you had the mass majority of our people asleep into these different doctrines, philosophy, serving these different gods. What is the saying? You know, arise out of that sleep. Come serve YAHAWASHI, which is your true power, man. Wake up out of the madness. You know, I read that, assembly, what's that, 1 Thessalonians 5, you know, a lot of them be drunken in the night, but, we're of the light, we are not of darkness, loosely paraphrasing. But it says, for now is our salvation, everything we believe. And how do we know that? Hey, the prophecies is popping out this book, man.
Yes, they are.
The RFID hip is here, finna get implemented throughout the four corners of the world, man. Like I said, it's only going to take that next major crisis. But we know that our salvation is near for all of, there you go, right there. Yeah, for all the things that's coming to pass, Right. It says, you got it out.
Romans 13 and 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
And what is the works of darkness? Everything that's contrary to the ways of YAHAWASHI, man. And it says, and let us put on the armor of light, which is this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's the armor of light, man. These scriptures, this word, apply this word, but you got it up.
And I love even throwing in with the cast the works of darkness. This is your Hollywood heroes are now all being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's spiraling, circling the drain now. This place is truly through. Romans 13 and 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy.
Right, it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, because a lot of these people, because it talks about it, what's that, Matthew, the 24th chapter, talks about as in the days of Noah, they were getting, drinking and marriage and giving it to marriage, a lot of, same thing these people is on to right now, man. It's fire breaking out all around them, but they partying, dancing, trying to build up a life here and shit, man. Same thing, like in the days of Noah, same things are happening now, man. Partying, getting drunk every single day, parties every single day, madness every single day, It says, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife or envy. That's what the people of the world is giving themselves over to, man. But us that's had this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we know what time we're living in, man. Ecclesiastes 3 talks about it's a time for everything under the sun, a time of peace, a time of love, and what? We're in a time of war, That's the time we're in right now. But that was pretty much the point. But you can read 14 too.
All right. Romans 13 and 14. But put ye on YAHAWASHI, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lusts thereof.
Right. So don't give your flesh, power over you in a sense, for you to commit all type of wicked acts, basically keep your flesh in subjection. Don't give your flesh the opportunity to go out here and start sinning and shit, because we know that flesh is wicked, and this is the times we're living in. You got to understand what times, that ultimately that you're living in, and we're living in a time of war right now. Hey, Jacob's trouble. Hey, Jeremiah 30 and 7, going into Jacob's trouble, Daniel 12 and 1 is going to be a time like never before. And these are the times that we're living in right now, man, But going back to that 1 Peter 4 and 7, it says, for the end of all things is at hand, man. And we're witnessing that right now.
And Eve, there's no light in her to, 365 days a year. It's all about your OnlyFans and what you can make and how you can, be proud of the money you're making in your own home. And, your works will represent, where you're headed.
That's okay, too. And that time, a woman that has OnlyFans, a lot of these little women, they're going to be everybody's OnlyFans. Simply put.
And that last year punishment.
So, judgment is coming. Hey, we're at the end, and the Lord is going to wrap this kingdom up. Nothing can be said, man. And the elect is going to be delivered and protected. So with that being said, we hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving all praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, and we hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babal, Shalom.
Shalom, brother.